Hello and welcome everybody. This is going to be another build presented by Atlas. So I've got Maddest Max here from 649. So this build is brought to you by Maddest Max. This is the second build on this channel that we are featuring from this gentleman. This person, absolutely amazing player, super knowledgeable, fantastic, great person to talk to. So give much love to Maddest Max, 649. I believe they're going to be the strongest server in the 600s. Fantastic players. So that also does include going to the Call of Dragons Tavern, which will be in the link below or in the description below. Please go there, join the tavern, support them, support 649. Look at some cats with some money. I don't know what happened, but this is runs his Discord, and go support that, please. So, moving right into Theia, and Theia has been one of the main heroes that I've been using. You have probably sick and tired of me talking about this Theia hero, but I use her. I put Theia on everything. I don't have the emojis. That's not what I want to look at right here. PvP kills. So I am nearly at 40 million PvP kills. Yeah, I love this hero, and we're going to get into why I absolutely love Theia here. So this is a Theia primary, not a Theia deputy. Got it? Get it? Good. Starting off with Theia's skills here, we have her first rage skill, Arbiter's Ward. Now, to show this skill, we're actually going to go over here to the Awaken, and we're going to see before Awakening, Theia's Legion grants a shield that absorbs a large amount of damage, shield factor of 1000 for 5 seconds, while also gaining synergy, increasing hero skill damage dealt by 15%. So we are gaining synergy. Keep that in mind. After Awakening, grants a shield to 2 nearby friendly legions, including Theia's Legion, that absorbs a large amount of damage for 5 seconds. So it's just adding 2 nearby friendly legions, also gain the shield effect. Okay, this is massive. You gain the same synergy bonus. Awesome. That's a fantastic rage skill. Incredible. Going into the first passive, so the second skill here, we have Oracle's Grace. While in the field, Legion attack is increased by 15%, and they take 15% less hero skill damage. So we've got the 15% attack bonus and the hero skill reduction. Actually, because of all my videos, I have had several people write to me, and they're like, I'm maxing Theia. I even had a gentleman in 666, chill guy. He reached out to me today, and he's like, hey, can you help me with Strongest Lord? I need to awaken my Theia. So Theia is fantastic. I am just loving it. I know, ADHD. I'm going all over the place. It's almost 1 a.m. here. I need to get back to sleep. So Purging Wind, I gotta be up at like 6 a.m. for the gate. Oh my goodness. I'll leave it to the Art Force. Okay, Purging Wind here. We'll keep on track. Legion gains 20% defense. Stop point period. Okay, so that's separate. You always get the defense bonus of the 20%. Continuing on, when Legion is composed entirely of flying units, their attack is increased by 10%, and their march speed is increased by 20%. So if you're running the Wildeburg flying archers, the Spring Wardens flying calves, or the humans, the League of Orders, Celestials, that's when you get the attack bonus and march speed bonus. Okay, but now Atlas. When I launch a Legion in the field, I can only choose to launch, let's say, mages or celestials. I can't mix them. That's not what this is about. This is about rallying. So if you're rallying a fort and you're using, let's say, for example, you're using Theia with Musiang, and you're rallying this and somebody joins you with archers, regular archers are going to turn off that passive because they're not flying units. So just keep that in mind of when purging wind. That'll stop the attack speed and march speed bonus. Let's say they join you with infantry, your celestial march that's running in there, that will turn this off. Okay, so that's why you need to be careful of that. And then finally, the fourth skill here, the third passive ability. When Legion gains a shield, their attack is increased by 10% up to a maximum of 30%. This is massive. 30% attack damage, another 10% attack damage, and another 15% attack damage. What? Yes. Yes. So moving into the talent tree for our beautiful, beautiful Theia. So this is the tree that Max gave me here. So if you want to kind of screenshot it and look at it, this is what I have. I've used it, and then I'm going to show you the changes that I have done. So we've gone up here. We've got some march speed. This is great for if you're running Theia as primary. When you're not in a 5 Legion march, this is fantastic because you've got that 20% flat move speed, you got 26% just flat move speed there. So you're already at 26% without even having a deputy. Awesome. So first off, we're going to go right, and you got the overall health. We've got rage accumulation speed. We put a single point in prayer of resurrection for that healing. We've got overall defense, and then we've gone up here into force field, where every time we gain a buff effect, their HP is increased by 0.5% up to a maximum of 3% over just removing a debuff effect. Next up, we've gone into shrink. Reduce your legion's attack by 1.5%. Isn't ideal, but it is what it is, and then increase their defense by 3%. Wow, okay, so we're getting really tanky on the tree, aren't we? Yes, we are. We are a flying tank. Next up, we've gone into rebirth. When your legion has a 10% chance to receive healing when hit with a normal attack. Healing factor of 150 every 5 seconds. Okay, then we have pick me up. Grant 15 additional rage when your legion receives healing or shielding. Now if we get auto attacked, we gain more rage. And then we have flock of blessings. Your legion, when your legion gains a buff effect, they also gain healing. Healing factor 150. This effect can be triggered once every 10 seconds. Now you're going to say to me, why did you put the point here rather than putting the point here? Synergy. We're already gaining synergy from the rage skill. So this does not actually work because it'll be that 2% gets canceled out. So that's why you don't put it there. Okay? Because we already have synergy right there. Okay? And how the game works is the buff that is the higher one will take precedent. Okay? So that would just be a wasted point. Okay, so that's then going on to the left-hand side of the tree, we've got the overall health, we've got the overall attack, we've got intimidation for more hero skill damage of 4%, and then moved into spirited response. When your legion is hit with a normal attack, they gain 4 additional rage. This could be triggered once a second. So if you watched in the recent Roots of War, I was running this tree by Max, and you saw all my other legions were dead. My Theia was in the field. She was surrounded by like 10 other units, at least 10 other marches, and I was still alive for like nearly a minute. So it's absolutely cracked how tanky this is. You are a flying tank march, and absolutely just cycling your rage skills there with the pick me up. Now, what I'm going to end up running is this is going to be my own tree based off of Max's, and there's going to be just 2 differences here, and this is the tree that I will be using. I'm going to be using overall defense rather than the march speed. I'm dropping the march speed for the more defense here at 1.2%. And then I'm also dropping intimidation for adrenaline rush, and that's just granting that additional normal attack bonus, because if we go out here and we look at our Celestials, we can compare even T4. Even if you're running T4 Celestials, we have 251 magic attack versus regular mages at only 220. So it's not that big of a difference, but if we get the opportunity to stand still for more than 4 seconds, there's an additional 5% on top of that. So we're stacking all of that. We're stacking the bonus damage there, the extra 5% with Celestials, the extra right here, 15% here, the extra 10% here, and now the extra 30% here. That's what we're doing. And so that's why instead of taking the intimidation here, we're taking more normal attack damage. That's where all of our damage is coming from, is going to be that normal attack. Okay, so this is the talent tree that I would recommend here. And yes, you can see if you're going to run the PvP tree, you could take a screenshot, I guess, yeah, kind of take a screenshot of that. So it would be the PvP tree there. I would run something like that, but this is going to be the absolute, this is what I will be, actually we could just do it on screen there. Boom. We have switched. So this is what I ran in the last Roots of War, but this is what I will continue to be running, especially in the open field here, when I'm running Theia as a primary. Okay. Now, who are you pairing Theia primary? So remember, this is Season 1, Season 2. I haven't hit Season 3 yet. You know, haven't hit Season 4. So this is Theia primary that I am running with a 5-march setup. My Theia primary, I am currently running with Atheist. So Atheist is granting us Eye of Insight. Launching a normal attack has a 30% chance to grant Legion Rage 60. So we are trying to max out how much rage we can get with Theia per turn. And since I have my Theia awakened, she is granting 2 nearby friendly legions shields as well. Now, if your legions are really far spread apart, the shield won't bounce, right? It won't go super far. It almost has to be melee. It's kind of more of a mid-range, more of a melee mid-range kind of for granting the shields there. So your legions almost have to kind of be stacked on top of each other, just so you are aware. But that's the whole point of the build, is to rage cycle as fast as possible, and I am granting all of my other legions shields now. Yes, so we've got barely any damage factor here of 800, and that is why on the talent tree I have gone with the adrenaline rush over the intimidation, because it's only an 800 damage factor, but you are getting that synergy of that extra 15%. Also, with having my Atheist awakened here, Atheist has a 30% chance to receive healing when hit with a normal attack of an additional 400 every 10 seconds, which will also then trigger Pick Me Up. Yes. So you've got the extra 20% march speed. So that's why I've dropped the march speed, because I have a flat 40% here between Purging Wind and Atheist is 40% march speed. So you don't need any more march speed on the tree. It's all defense and all damage. Wonderful. Wonderful. He's got some additional healing bonuses, you know, some HP bonus. We are a walking tank march that provides shields for all of our other legions. So this is what I'm running in my primary 5 stack for when I'm running 5, you know, if I'm running 4 mages or something like that in the field, 3 celestials and a mage march. This is my supporting celestial march that is supporting all of my other mage marches currently. Now, other follower up. Now, I do think Atheist is one of the best pairings that you can use for your Theia primary. You do have Musiang, which does provide you with a little bit of extra damage and also grants you that healing that you can get from her. So you also got those Jade Pellets. So, yeah, Jade Pellet. So you can also run your Moo there. So if you have gone and, like myself, got your Moo maxed out and you're still working on your Atheist, then feel free to run your Moo as the secondary. You could also run somebody like your Bahorn. Not going to be my top choice, but it is going to be a fantastic thing, right? We're stacking that attack bonus. We've got that march speed bonus. We've got some resistance there. You know, we've got magic unit damage taken reduction. We're doing a little bit of AoE damage with rage accumulation speed. And then we've, you know, just you wait. You've got some skill damage factor of when you get hit. You lose that 50 rage, but you get that damage taken reduction, and you do some damage like with Thorns back. So for pairings there, it's going to be your Theia and your Atheist, your Theia and your Moo, or you could run that Theia Bahorn. Those are going to be your pairings for your Theia primary. Now, I mean, we can even look at Atheist and see. So yeah, I've got 18 million PvP kills running with that Theia Atheist so far. You know, Musiang, we've got 22 there. So that's where I did start. I did start with the Theia Moo. And then Bahorn here, we're currently at 32. So I haven't, I won't be doing much more PvP for Season 2. I'm going to be locked in Zone 1. So those numbers aren't really going to change. I'm not going to really have an opportunity to do some battles until we hit the next season here. If you've been following all the drama that's been going on with me. So moving on, next is artifacts. What kind of artifacts are we running? Now you can see that I have the Phoenix Eye currently equipped. Phoenix Eye is going to be a great artifact that you can run with your Theia. It's giving you that magic unit attack, that Legion attack, damage taken reduction there, and damage dealt bonus. Awesome. That's fantastic. I mean, we're just stacking more damage on our Theia that's already super tanky from the tree. Alright, that works for me. It's got a decent, mine's only level 1 here with the burst strike, an extra 2000 damage factor there. Now, what I will be switching to once I get my Visage of Sanctus worked up a bit, as you can see, it's only level 50 out of 60. Once I get this full starred, once I get some more points into this, this is going to take over. So I will be using Visage of Sanctus as well. This is going to be the primary artifact that I would use, and then I would use your Phoenix Eye on a different mage march. And the reason because is we're going to be using those Celestials, the flying unit defense, so now we're even tankier. Oh my gosh, Legion attack, that's what we want, damage taken reduction, damage dealt bonus. But it's the skill here. Consecutively grants 3 boon shields to selected friendly legions. So we've got 3 shields here, but grant 1 stack of Mark of Judgment to the wielder when they grant a shield to a friendly legion. Now I have Theia Awakened. So we're granting 3 shields. Mark of Judgment max stacks of 10. Rage skill clears all Mark of Judgment stacks and triggers Supreme Judgment, dealing damage to the target legion. Damage factor 250 per stack. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. So this is what's going to be the main artifact that I will be running on my Theia primary. Fantastic. This is exactly what we're looking for. I think this is a fantastic artifact. Now, what are you going to run as your epic artifact for if you're, if you don't have the legendary options? Magic Bomb. Magic Bomb is going to be a great one here. So you could just run your Magic Bomb. You get a little bit of magic unit attack, Legion attack, damage taken reduction. So you've probably, already been maxing this. Mine's only level 4, but you'll probably get that maxed right up quick there. So that's fantastic. I wouldn't really use the book because we're not really doing Hoarfrost, Scorch, right, or Ensnaring. We're not really doing that. So I would kind of stick with the Magic Bomb there. If you are using your Fragar with your Theia, you could use something like your Heart Piercer, but this is more... I do Celestials, so this is more for Celestials. So it's kind of those three artifacts there that are I would highly recommend. Next up, pets. Let's talk about pets. What are you going to run? This has come up, and I've had a few people DM me about pets. What's going to be the best pet for Theia? So the best pet for Theia is going to be, again, that Sapphire Phaedrake, okay? Yes, you're like, Sapphire Phaedrake for every Mage March? Yes. Season 1, Season 2, this is going to be the best pet for if you're running your magic damage dealers, your mages, or your celestials. Your extra damage factor will affect the damage that your pet's going to do. So this is going to give you the best merits, the best merit reports, all of that kind of juicy stuff. So build up a better Sapphire Phaedrake than what I have. Mine's not that good. I just put this together real quick there the one day, and I'm trying to save up for Season 3 pets. Runner-up is going to be the Sand Lizard. I haven't done as well with the Sand Lizard. I find it's not actually that good on that Theia Atheist. Doesn't pump out the damage. It's more for that healing. So you do get the shielding factor, which does help you with the rage accumulation speed. But you can only trigger that once per turn. So there is a way that you can max out on that. You can run the Sand Lizard though. So if you do have a good Sand Lizard, you know, a better one, that I need better stats on this, but if you do have a good Sand Lizard, then absolutely you can run a Sand Lizard as, you know, or let's say your stamina is depleted on your Phaedrake, you can definitely run a Sand Lizard and just get those healings going. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this build here about Theia Primary. Unchanging Law.